Now, digital entrepreneurship is on the rise across the continent. Today, we're grateful to have Edwell Gumbo, a serial entrepreneur, an executive, and a mentor who's here to share more about the topic. Edwell, please take it away.
Good morning. We're going to talk about artificial intelligence and try and locate it within digital entrepreneurship, or we can call it digital innovation. Why is it important to know the technologies that are among us today? Why is it important to be aware of what is happening around us? You know, people may term it the fourth industrial revolution, because one way or the other, it is impacting on us. And as an entrepreneur, what you need to know, you need to be aware of what is available, what technology is available, and what opportunities are at your disposal. So, artificial intelligence, when I talk about artificial intelligence, a number of things may come to your mind, you know, through popular media, be it the entertainment industry, movies, they may show, you have seen like some movies, maybe Transformers, for example, where you've got machines transforming, doing certain tasks. So the question is that artificial intelligence? If you look at the two pictures that I'm showing here, the one on the top right, you've got a human hand and you've got a robotic hand. And these two are actually connecting together, which means they're able to perform a task, or what the robotic hand is able to do is what it mimics what a human hand does. So what is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence refers to the simulation of human intelligence in machines. These machines are programmed to think like human beings, and they mimic the actions. The term may also be applied to any machine that exhibits traits that are associated with a human mind, such as learning, problem solving. We are seeing driverless cars. It's mimicking human behavior. So when most people hear the term artificial intelligence, the first thing that usually they think of is robots. I've already mentioned that. That's because, you know, you've got your big budget films, you've got popular media, you've got novels that weave stories about human-like machines that wreak havoc on Earth. But nothing could be further from the truth, because artificial intelligence is based on the principle that human intelligence can be defined in a way that a machine can easily mimic it. It can execute tasks, and it can form from the simple of tasks to even tasks that are very complicated. The goals of artificial intelligence include mimicking human cognitive activity. So I can pose it to you today to say artificial intelligence will impact our day-to-day life. It will impact all industries, right from engineering to the arts. There are programs nowadays that adjust a code. You can actually give it a code and say, I want an art piece of somebody sitting by the beach looking at the sea, and the computer is able to do that for you, mimicking human behavior, and it will do it faster and efficiently. I'm going to show you this video here. It's this video is actually pretty old. in digital innovation. Can you play it for me, please? Remember, I said artificial intelligence is when machines mimic human behavior. So what you're going to see in this video is technology which in digital innovation has been there for a while. Now it's all about the ethics around it. So the world is discussing in terms of the ethics around artificial intelligence. I will skip, I think they'll try and get the video to play, but I'll move to the next screen, we'll come back to it. Okay, let's talk about the real world application of artificial intelligence, AI. We talk about commerce. You've got chatbots that are being used in industry today. When instead of calling into a call center and you talk to a human being, you actually be talking to a machine in a chatbot. So what it basically does, it will pick up your communication, it will pick up, it has got the intelligence to pick up what you are trying to ask, and this will give you responses. We talk about fraud prevention. You know, fraud is big in the 21st century. We're seeing actually even people who want to do fraud, you know, they're always there trying to, you talk about hackers as well. Artificial intelligence is able to assist us to pick the incidents of fraud. The second one is education. Artificial intelligence has impacted education, is impacting education, and it will continue impacting education. Here we're talking about smart content. You look at the big real estate, universities own big real estate, schools own big real estate. But what artificial intelligence and digital innovation have shown us, and what we actually, this was exposed during COVID, that do we really need those big real estate, like universities, for example? Do we need to be there at school, physically, in a classroom, in order to learn? COVID showed us that you don't need to be in a physical setting in order for you to learn. So we talk about now smart content. You can access content anywhere in the world. You can choose to access content from any of an educational institution that you choose, for example. And we talk about smart administration. You know, if you look, let me use one of the biggest universities that we have in Africa by student numbers, the University of South Africa, UNISA. If you drive to Pretoria, for example, you'll see that very big building, the UNISA building. But the question is, they don't have any students there. Why then do they have such a big building? It's a building that houses administrators, your academics. Artificial intelligence will actually streamline some of the tasks that the humans have to do. We talk about administration, smart administration. So artificial intelligence has impacted education. Lifestyle. Artificial intelligence will impact lifestyle, has impacted lifestyle. We talk about driverless vehicles, vehicles that can detect objects, vehicles that can detect And we talk about simple technologies here that are there. Even the current cars, we talk about the 2022 model cars, they do, even 2021 model cars, they do have some form of artificial intelligence. I know, for example, you've got the Volvo, the latest Volvo. It will not bump into an object in front unless you override it. It has got the artificial intelligence to be able to measure the distance. And this is still, we can say this is some kind of tech that has been there for a while. Artificial intelligence, you know, when you take your phone and you unlock your phone using facial recognition, that is artificial intelligence. So what your phone has done through the sensors on your phone is able to send hundreds of thousands of sensors onto your phone, pick your facial creatures, and through continued learning, so the phone is able to tell you that you are the one that has to unlock the phone. You're the owner of the phone. That's facial recognition. You talk about in industry, for security, for example. You walk in an airport. Gone are the days. Yes, some are still there using old technology, but new technology, you just have to walk through. When you walk through, your facial features have been checked, which is your face has been recognized. As well as recommendations. I know it happens to most, if not all of us, that you go online, you Google something, and subsequent to that, you know, all of a sudden you start getting advertisements that are linked to what you were searching. Even the news, for example, you read one news article online, and then the news feed that come to your browser all of a sudden are linked to what you like. If you are a sports person, for example, you realize that there is more sports news that will be sent to you because you are reading news on sports. And that's artificial intelligence. So it will impact our lifestyle, and it has impacted our lifestyle. If I move to the next one, we talk about navigation. You know, the global positioning system, navigation. Some people these days, it's a shocker that there are some people that hardly drive to other places without the use of a navigator. Navigation is extremely important, and it's impacting our life. Gone are the days when people used to buy maps. You have to have a map, you have to locate, you have to check landmarks and all. So I'm not sure whether artificial intelligence is making us more dumber, but what I can posit to you is that it's making our lives much simpler. Robotics. Robots are there to impact our life. We've got robots that are able to detect objects. They're able to sense objects in their parts. You know, this will be, and not this will be, this is used in certain industries when robots are carrying goods, for example. There'll be no collisions because they're able to detect objects. We talk about drone flying, for example. You know, there are certain drones that will not be able to crash on objects, crash on trees, because they've got the innovation that is able to detect other objects at a distance. And this, even in household, we've got robots that are cleaning these days. You just put it down and it's able to detect objects on the floor or in the room as it does the cleaning. So it will impact, and it is impacting our life. HR, human resources. You know, the country has a serious challenge of unemployment. I can testify to this as well, that when you put up an advert, you're just looking for one person, you will get thousands and thousands of CVs. How then do you scan through all of them? Artificial intelligence has the tech to enable a machine through computer learning to scan through a CV. It will scan through thousands of CV at a fraction of the time that a human being will do. And how does it do that? It checks for certain qualifiers. And that's why organizations like Harambe will actually assist you when you create your CV, so that it's not kicked out by a machine using artificial intelligence, because if it does not have certain qualifiers, certain words that qualify it to move on to the next stage, the machine will automatically reject it. And that's the impact of artificial intelligence. We move to healthcare. We talk about predictive models that are being used in the healthcare. At Tshimolohong, we recently completed an artificial intelligence incubation program. One of the ladies actually is using artificial intelligence to diagnose mental health issues, early stage mental health issues. It's an interesting concept. And she's not even going to bring additional hardware, using the current existing hardware, which are the CCTVs that are found in most organizations, that when a person walks through the door, through artificial intelligence, when the cameras are looking at your face, the facial expressions, and then they're able to start building a case to say, okay, what is heightened, what is less heightened, because your normal behaviors would actually already have been recorded by the machine. And we talk about the quick delivery, access to healthcare. Artificial intelligence will enable us to have quicker access to healthcare, quicker and faster interventions. Agriculture. How is artificial intelligence impacting agriculture? It's able to identify plant defects. You know, you're talking about a farm. It can be a 2, 5, 10, 20 hectare farm that, using traditional farming methods, you talk about a person has to walk around and detect diseases in certain plants, but through artificial intelligence, you're able to use machines, you're able to use digital innovation to detect plant defects. You're able to detect nutrient defects on the soil. Through the use of drones that are flying, they're able to check the soil in terms of what nutrients are actually missing on the soil. Is it low on phosphorus? Is it low on potassium? So that even now when you apply the fertilizers, it's a targeted approach because you've got the data, and the data is coming through artificial intelligence. Monitoring plant growth, for example. Artificial intelligence is able to assist you with that. Social media, artificial intelligence, I think most of the young people who are on social media, you know, there are certain tasks that you may not be aware that are being impacted by artificial intelligence. For example, content recommendation. All of a sudden, because of the content that you consume, you start seeing on your page content that is linked to what you're always looking for. That is through the use of artificial intelligence. And I'll use an example of Twitter, for example. How does Twitter remove hateful content? Do you think that there's somebody on a machine who reads through all the tweets in a day? No. It's through the use of artificial intelligence. They're able to pick up hateful content and it removes. Finance. Artificial intelligence is impacting on finance. We talk about cognitive computing. Yes, I know. Many people will always have this question to say, what about jobs? You're talking about South Africa. What about jobs? Yes, some jobs are going to be impacted, including finance, including law. How will artificial intelligence impact law? For example, you know, lawyers dig through piles and piles of case files, looking for case files to argue their case. Machines, computers, deep computing will be able to go through case files at a fraction of the time that a human being can do. Going back to finance, how will artificial intelligence impact finance, for example? Machines, which is through artificial intelligence, they will be able to go through data and analyze data faster and more efficiently than human beings. We talk about natural computing. artificial intelligence will definitely impact that. So the question is, so what? We've got artificial intelligence, we've got machines doing tasks that human beings can do. See, what I've put here to say, artificial intelligence is no match for natural stupidity. Machines will take some roles. As I've shown, we talk about from finance to law, healthcare, some areas, because machines, again, will be more efficient. So this is important when you want to go into entrepreneurship. You look at the available tech and you look at where technology is going, so that when you start a business, especially in South Africa, where while we're being impacted by artificial intelligence, but we still have some way to go, you can find examples where you will use artificial intelligence to solve everyday problems. Because what is entrepreneurship? This is my parting shot. I'm not sure if you're able to play the video. It's on YouTube. Entrepreneurship is about identifying a problem. What is the problem? When you identify the problem and then you come up with a solution, then you are an entrepreneur. And then the next thing is, how do you commercialize that solution to your problem? And artificial intelligence, I've just mentioned 10, but there are many ways that artificial intelligence is impacting humanity today. So you look at ways, how can I solve this using artificial intelligence? Because artificial intelligence is there with us. I didn't mention other ideas like the metaverse, for example, which is there. And it's going to impact us. And it is impacting us today. So you look at, you've got this available to you. How can you use it to solve today's problem? I thank you.